Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You know my favorite part about Tuesdays? We get to call and talk to your dad.
My dad.
Yeah, we have Tuesdays with Charlie coming your way here in a bit. First Tuesdays with Charlie of October, by the way. So we got that going for us. Hey, Popeye, when you were a kid, did you ever watch the cartoons, Popeye?
I watched it. I can't say I liked it.
Now, it was definitely in reruns by the time you were born because Popeye comic strip launched in 1931, and spinach consumption went up 33% in the United States because of Popeye. Apparently the, really big forearms was the look people wanted back then. Hey, a survey shows that most Americans have fewer close friends than they've ever had in history. You know why that is? Because we have more not so close friends because of social media. And we're spending too much time dinking around with people we barely know, sending messages, competing over who's got the cooler life. I look at some of the things, I see comments on social media that just make me shake my head and think, why would you even post that kind of stuff? So be careful what you do out there. Coming up, some special things for today. That is on the way. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, October the 4th. Today is Blessing of the Animals Day, also known as Blessing of the Pets Day and World Pet Day. All of that is kind of one thing. So if you got a pet, today is the day to bless them. Also, it is Improve Your Office Day. We did that about a month and a half ago. I'm really glad we improved our office. Isn't this a lot better than the way it was before?
Oh, by far.
Oh, it was terrible before. It is also Cinnamon Roll Day today. Oh, I could celebrate that.
I like cinnamon rolls.
I love especially a fresh, like right out of the oven. Oh, man, that sounds good now. National Taco Day. Ooh, I could celebrate that too. Got breakfast and lunch covered. National Ship in a Bottle Day, and that is ship, S-H-I-P. I don't want somebody celebrating this the wrong way. It's also 10-4 Day today because it's October the 4th, so 10-4. It's Vodka Day. Ooh, we could celebrate that with our tacos and our cinnamon rolls. And it's World Animal Day, which I think we already mentioned once. So there you go. All of that happening on this Tuesday, 10-4, October the 4th.
Legally, we gotta have insurance. That's why getting the very best rate is paramount. I'm Jared Parsons. I founded the first national and virtual insurance agency. Until now, you were limited to the agents in your area. But what if the rates are better somewhere else? At Parsons, we shop around and we get you the best rate. It's that simple. Go to radioinsuranceguy.com. That's radioinsuranceguy.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A Japanese company says people will soon be able to get their daily dose of vitamin C by wearing a t-shirt.
Really?
Yeah. Feeling sluggish, down in the mouth, under the weather? No problem. You need a little more vitamin C. And there's a company in Japan that wants to give that to you, your vitamin C, through their special tea. Japanese company has developed a fiber containing a chemical called provitamin, which turns into vitamin C when it contacts human skin. They've applied the fiber to t-shirts, and these t-shirts have the equivalent vitamin content of 2 lemons and will be effective after being thrown in the wash for up to 30 times.
Yeah, that was my next question, is what happens when you wash this thing?
A company spokesperson says the product is aimed at women who are interested in skincare and don't mind walking around looking all orange and such.
What doesn't say the shirt is necessarily orange?
No, I'm just trying to figure out what...
Could be any color of shirt, I'm sure.
I just think that's kind of a weird idea.
Yeah, I won't be purchasing one of those.
Here's the thing, just for posterity reasons, in case, someday, 60 years from now, somebody gets a digital copy of this program and they want to reach back and make fun of us because... I want to just say, for those of you in the future listening to this program, at this point, nobody wears any clothing that gives them vitamin C. This is a new concept. So as foreign as it sounds to us right now, maybe someday they're going to listen to this and go, what are you talking about? That's how we get our vitamins. What did you guys do? You ate your vitamins? Like you put them in your mouth? Are you crazy? Seriously, when you think about it, this could be the wave of the future. Maybe this is just the first time we've heard of it. But in the future, we don't eat our vitamins. We just get them through our clothing. So there you go. That would be kind of an interesting... How about you do it with socks? I don't want t-shirt. I like the shirt I wear.
Socks would enter your bloodstream faster.
I'm just saying, and nobody really sees your socks, so and socks are cheaper than shirts, so you could buy more socks more often. I'm thinking that they need to put these in your socks. I don't know who I need to reach out to, but I got to get on the phone with somebody. Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. That's on the way on the John and Heidi Show. And this thing here from Japan, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. I can't help but think that this is something that Charlie would do. I just can't. First of all, hopefully he would never get a DUI. But as if getting a DUI wasn't bad enough, a guy was arrested, got a DUI, and then he got in more trouble at the police station when Jose Cruz on Route 60, South Charleston, got arrested, driving with his headlights off. Then he failed the sobriety test and was arrested. When he got to the police station to do his fingerprints, he moved right up next to an officer and then let a little toot slide. So he tooted on the officer. The officer filed a complaint.
What?
He got charged with battery on an officer.
Oh my gosh.
So because he let wind go in the general direction, he walked right over next to the officer, like aimed his rear end at him and tooted. And they said that he got charged with the same thing as if he would have just punched the dude right in the noggin.
That is ridiculous.
But you know what? Honestly, I think that it's a good idea because if not, then if that's not offensive, they could do that to anybody. So I think
my dad does do that to everybody.
I know he does. That's why I'm saying. And we'll be speaking with him coming up to ask him if he's ever done that. Anyway, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're looking to increase business for your company, usually that's a good thing, assuming you don't work with a company of firefighters, according to this. James Carl, a seasoned firefighter during the summer, he got paid when there were actual fires to put out. Thinking he could drum up some extra business for himself, he started
some
lighting fires.
Oh,
yeah, don't do that.
Goodness.
Here's what qualifies him as a complete moron. He went a step further. On the days that he set fires, he would start the fire engines and get them warmed up before the rest of the crew was even on call, making his fellow firemen a little suspicious. Because he would go out and light the fire, then he'd come back and get ready to fight the fire before anybody had called it in. So this is what we're calling a rocket scientist here. So I know a lot of firefighters that would never, ever, ever do that kind of thing. Because they're good people. They're there to put out fires. So don't let this one numbskull make you think anything less of the majority of the firefighters out there. Because most of them are darn good. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day, and that is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. We've talked on this program in great lengths about our first date. Numerous times.
Many
My beautiful
times.
bride over here. This, by the way, for those of you who are just tuning in, she's my wife. So we're married to each other and we work together.
Yes, we do.
And this works out great.
It's fantastic.
It works out okay.
Most days
it kind of works out. Anyway, a new survey found many of us have said something we regret on a first date. Was there anything that was said on our first date that you regret or that I should regret?
Not that I can think of.
I can't think of it either. But why does this happen so often? Many times, alcohol is to blame. A third of us say we regret saying something. 1 in 5 end up doing something they wish they hadn't on a first date. Here's the thing. On your first date, you got to remember, it's their first date too. So they're just as nervous as you are. So you don't need to get liquored up before you have the first date. Chances are that's not going to help. As a matter of fact, I remember hearing a story about your father getting liquored up before a date and then passing out on the sofa, and they didn't even go on the dates. Okay, people who smoke at least 10 years are taking off their life expectancy. So if you're a smoker and you plan on living to the ripe old age of 90, well, you might as well just start planning on 80. If you were planning on being there to 80, plan on 70. They're saying, according to a New England Journal of Medicine study, smoking, according to this study, will knock 10 years off your life. So careful out there. Study finds too much texting is bad for your relationship. Researchers studying the types and frequency of text messages between men and women say sexes use texting differently and may be driving their partner away. Men who text their partners more are likely to be more unhappy with their relationship, while women who text their partners more are often typically happier in their relationship, trying to reach out. But they may be driving their partners away by being too aggressive and too intrusive. What do you think of that, Heidi?
I don't know. I don't text you very often. If I do, it's because I need something.
I know, and I don't text you at all. And if I do, it's because I accidentally texted you.
But also could also be because we're sitting less than 5 feet apart from each other 24 hours a
Hang on a
day.
second. I want to text you something quick, just so you know. Does it say that it means I like you? I don't know what it means. I love you dearly. You know that. I don't need to text you to know that. Hey, 12 toys were picked as finalists for the National Toy Hall of Fame. 2 or 3 will actually be inducted next month after a national committee reviews the selections. Some of the nominees were Care Bears. Do you remember those? Did you have a Care Bear?
I loved Care Bears.
Pinball. When I was a kid, we had a pinball machine. I loved that. The game Clue, which will make our son very happy.
Oh.
And Bubble Wrap. Wait a second.
Bubble wrap is, well, it's a toy.
How is that a toy?
Because you play with it.
It's not a toy.
It's a toy.
It's like saying, inducted next year, the cardboard box.
That was also a toy.
It's not really a toy. Hey, brunch-flavored candy corn is now a real thing. It's available exclusively at Target this Halloween. It says there's 3 varieties. French toast candy corn, strawberry waffle candy corn,
Ew.
and chocolate chip pancake candy corn. Is this something that was necessary?
No.
Did we need this?
That really does sound kind of nasty.
It does. And I've never been a big fan of candy corn to start with.
I don't mind candy corn, but I can only eat like 2 or 3 pieces a year. I mean, that's about the extent of it.
Yeah, and I just don't know that this was necessary. Interesting story came out last week. Britney Spears said she does not listen to her own music. So should others then? I'm just kind of wondering why that is. Another lady that's in the news is famous primate expert Jane Goodall. She says Donald Trump's mannerisms remind her of a dominant behavior pattern of male chimpanzees. So,
hey, dominant is good rather than passive aggressive.
there you go.
That's what you want in a leader, right? You want
Sure.
dominance.
And finally, if he starts flinging poo, I'm just going to say, if he does that, we might just be going too far. Oh, I'm just teasing. Okay, hey, a UK study finds that people lie about how much alcohol they drink. I don't think they lie. They black out and can't remember how much alcohol they drink. Pretty sure that's what they meant to say. All right, this has been your Scoop of the Day.
John and Heidi.
Election day is almost here. No matter which side you're rooting for, you now have a place to get informed and to truly voice your opinion at PoliticalStorm.com. An amazing resource with information from people on both sides of the aisle, all in one place. Watch videos, read blogs, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials. You can also contribute with your own blog for free. Be a part of the community at PoliticalStorm.com. You have a choice, and now you have a voice, too, at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone or we call my father-in-law for a little show we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
What are we going to learn about today, Charlie?
You know, say I don't know how to pronounce it. Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire sauce.
You know what that's made from?
No, I don't. But
What?
I don't know if I want to know.
Dissolved anchovies.
Really?
Really?
I like the stuff. I can't believe that I like it, and it's made of
What?
dissolved anchovies?
I love it.
Huh. Now I know what's in it.
It's soaked in vinegar until completely melted, bones and all.
Well, now we know.
I put that in my Bloody Mary every day.
Yeah, I put it on steaks. Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, we put it on steaks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's what it's... I don't know how to say it. I've heard it like 15 different ways, but we have a friend from England who she said Worcestershire sauce. So that's how I say it now. Nobody else knows what the heck I'm talking about, though.
Well, most of the time they don't know what you're talking about anyway.
No.
So, hey,
I'm used to it.
hey, then you like this. 236 million people listen to the radio each week.
Oh, that's a lot of people. And they're all tuned in to Tuesdays with Charlie.
Yep, and did you know that 2/3 of the radio audience works full-time?
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
A lot of people listen to radio while they're working.
Yeah, but there's some kids that, they're not working. And there's people retired and they're not working. But the rest of you guys, get back to work. Come on.
Hey, quit listening to this show here.
No, you can listen while you work. That's the wonderful thing. The little Seven Dwarfs used to sing that. We listen while we work. La, la, la,
That's
da,
not what
da,
they
da,
sing.
da. I think that's what it
That's
was.
not what they say.
They listen to
Got
Tuesdays
some other
with
stuff
Charlie.
that rhymes with that if you want me to say it.
No, let's not.
Okay. Hey, then, did you know that 90% of cost of bottled water is due to the bottle itself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. And you know, I reuse those. I'll get bottled water once in a while, and I reuse them, and then they have a report saying you're not supposed to do that. I think they're just trying to sucker me into buying more bottled water.
Well, sure they are. And they know they got you on the hook.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of gullible.
Hey, then, speaking of drinking, this is right up fluff, Sally.
Okay.
All right.
An Italian study showed that women who drank 2 glasses of wine daily enjoy physical pleasure much more intensely than women who don't drink wine at all.
Really? I'll have to make sure I get the wine in every single day. I've been slacking.
Well, and it says 2 glasses a day, not 2 bottles.
Well, what if you just drink 14 glasses once a week?
I like your thinking.
You do more like 7 glasses twice a week. You know. Just want to be on
And
the up and up.
on that same order here, that during Prohibition, grape juice mix was sold with the warning, after dissolving the brick in a gallon of water, do not place the liquid in a jug away in the cupboard for 20 days because it would turn into wine.
So in other
So
words,
it's just giving you instructions on how to make wine.
don't do this or this will become wine. Wink, wink.
I like that.
We wouldn't want you to get in trouble drinking that wine. Wink, wink.
Don't leave that in there because then it turns to wine and I don't know what you're going to do with it then.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then the grape juice company couldn't get in trouble because they're like, hey,
We warned them.
told them.
Told him not to do it. We gave him explicit warning and instructions of what not to do.
That's awesome.
You've ate at McDonald's.
Once or twice?
In 2012, a woman successfully sold a chicken McNugget on eBay for $8,100 because it looked like George Washington.
Are you kidding me? I need to start looking
That's
at
a
my...
stretch.
I got to look at my McNuggets from now on.
Oh, my
I think I
gosh.
ate Alexander Hamilton last week and Thomas Jefferson the week before that. My founding nuggets. We could have... I mean, this would be good stuff.
If you sell your McNuggets, boy, you can get a lot of money.
Yeah.
According to the United States Postal Service, if you receive unsolicited merchandise in the mail, it's yours to keep.
Really? So if somebody sends me something that was meant for someone else, I get to keep it?
Well, it meant if they send it to you and you didn't order it or anything, then you can keep it.
No. So I can't...
Not if they like accidentally put the wrong address.
I was going to just start shopping in my neighbor's mailboxes.
No.
Hey, Charlie got a really cool delivery on his front porch. Let's see what I got. I don't encourage you to do that. I was only teasing.
No.
All right. Have a good day, Charlie. We'll talk to you next
Bye,
week.
Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little show we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
Are you ready for Duel? Kyle Dowling on guitar, Brett Gunderson on bass, Sam DeVito on drums, and frontman Duel Shape.
Gotta keep rocking, gotta keep sucking, bringing it down like rain.
Duel's new single just hit iTunes and it's selling fast. Get your copy now.
You're locking chains and you feel no pain. Supernova gonna get you too.
Their first single, Supernova, is available now for less than $1. Learn more and find a direct link to buy Supernova at facebook.com/duelrocks.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
American green cards aren't really green. The last time green cards were green was 1964. So why do we still refer to them as green cards?
I don't know.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The targets in both skeet and trap shooting are commonly called clay. Clay pigeons.
clay pigeons.
And
Yeah.
they're actually made from tar and pitch. So there's no clay. It's tar and pitch. But they're kind of a funny name for those things as well. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A humpback's whale's milk is 54% fat. Imagine if they had that instead of 1%, 2%, 54%. That's probably not on the shelves for good reason. I don't think they'd sell much of that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
When wearing a kimono, Japanese women wear special socks. They're called tabi. The toes of the socks are separated from the rest of the toes like a thumb from a mitten. So there you go. The big toe,
What?
just the big toe is separated from all the other toes. And I
Why?
think it's so they can wear sandals.
Oh,
So
all right.
there you go. They should wear Crocs. Then you can wear Crocs with socks and not have a... My wife
Yeah,
makes
they
fun of me. She makes fun of me for wearing Crocs.
I can't stand those
I know
things.
you can. And if you watch Saturday Night Live this weekend, they made fun of a guy wearing Crocs with socks. I had to show my wife because she makes fun of me all the time. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
Legally, we gotta have insurance. That's why getting the very best rate is paramount. I'm Jared Parsons. I founded the first national and virtual insurance agency. Until now, you were limited to the agents in your area. But what if the rates are better somewhere else? At Parsons, we shop around and we get you the best rate. It's that simple. Go to radioinsuranceguy.com. That's radioinsuranceguy.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this Tuesday. I've got some weird dog products. We are dog owners.
We are.
And we are suckers. We buy dumb stuff for our dogs all the time.
I love
Little
our dogs.
costumes and all kinds
yeah.
of... So remember the good old days when you could just put Fido on a leash and that was good? Well, now there's so many other things, like the doggy bag puppy purse. Carry it by the handles or fling the straps over your shoulder or even around your waist. It enables a dog lover to go out and about with little furry friends literally by their side. The idea is unlikely to appeal to traditional dog lovers who believe that dogs should be walked, not carried, but today's consumers, pet accessories are a big thing. Guess how much a doggy bag puppy purse costs?
How much?
About $90.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. How about the Poopsie Daisy?
Okay, what is this?
It's a great name. I gotta say that.
It is a great name.
It's a bag that straps to your dog's neck, giving you a place to store the little baggies.
Okay.
So when your puppy decides to do their
We just
thing,
tie ours to the leash, right to the leash.
I stick them in my pocket because I don't even want people to know I have those. I kind of want to walk around advertising the fact that I think my dog's about to poop. Anyway, the Poopsie Daisy cost varies. Dog-powered scooter. Okay, really? Human is in total control of the speed and direction of the scooter because the dog is harnessed inside the frame.
Oh my goodness.
But it's basically a remote control car that you put your pet in.
I can't imagine why that would be a necessity.
Idea. They don't have a price behind that one. The Canine Calmer. It's the only anti-barking device on the market that does not use pain or irritation to alter a dog's behavior. What makes it unique is that it uses a proprietary ultrasonic musical composition. Songs are inaudible to humans to calm anxious pets. And then the final thing on the list here is the Snack Shots Treat Launcher. I want one of these. I mean, I'd want one even if we didn't have dogs.
Okay.
It's a high-tech slingshot that will shoot treats up to 12 feet.
Why not just use a slingshot?
I think a 12 feet, if you used a slingshot, I'd go way more than 12 feet.
Our little dogs wouldn't be able to find it if we shot one 12 feet.
I think it'd be awesome to get one of those. You could just shoot popcorn at me from across the room. Try move on to bigger snacks and bust all my teeth out.
Here comes a cheeseburger.
The Snack Shots Treat Launcher. All right, couple of fun things right there on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner or the person in charge of advertising, I have a special offer just for you. We're doing a jingle special this month. Did you know that when you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable? How would you like to be the name in your industry and have people singing your song? We've worked with hundreds of small businesses to create their own musical image, and we want to help you too. Reach out right now and we'll give you $500 off. Squeeze it into this year's budget and get results for years to come. Learn more and hear examples at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com. I think we need to smile a little more, Heidi.
Why is that?
A fascinating study from Germany reveals that cynical, hostile people are 5 times more likely to die early. So if you're cynical and hostile, you're going to die a lot earlier, according to this study, than if you're happy and cheerful.
Okay.
Before the age of 50. Even-tempered people have a better chance of living beyond 50. Study showed that it wasn't necessarily the hurry type A people who suffer from high blood pressure and heart attacks. It was more of the angry people. So you can be busy, but if you're having fun doing what you're doing and you're loving it all, that's a lot different than being angry and, what do they call it?
Stressed out.
Stressed, yeah, but there's
worried, nervous.
We just describing us, or is this the study?
Yeah.
So anyway, they're saying smile, take a deep breath, and relax a little bit because if you do that, you might actually live a little longer. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
You know that feeling of excitement when you see an attractive person cross a crowded room and they look back at you? Well, scientists decided to do a little research on that feeling. I have that every day, by the way. I look across this not-so-crowded room and I see my hot wife staring back at me. I'm like,
would you just read the story? You're so ridiculous.
They say their eyes met across the crowded room. Lines like that are more than just a little staple of romance novels, along with swoons and handsome heroines. It says here, scientists at the University College of London say those futile glances stimulate activity in a part of the brain linked to rewards. A neurologist said, says what we've shown is that when we make eye contact with an attractive person, the brain area that predicts rewards starts firing. Okay, I'm looking away right now. Hang on, I'm going to take these off. I'm going to glance across the room and, whoa, hey, what are you doing that for? She was making a silly face. This is when I wish we had a webcam. Can you do that again? Can I snap a picture? And can I? No? All right. Coming up, we're going to talk about the power of the internet. That is on the way.
John and Heidi.
Election day is almost here. No matter which side you're rooting for, you now have a place to get informed and to truly voice your opinion at PoliticalStorm.com. An amazing resource with information from people on both sides of the aisle, all in one place. Watch videos, read blogs, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials. You can also contribute with your own blog for free. Be a part of the community at PoliticalStorm.com. You have a choice, and now you have a voice, too, at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. This very easily could have been our good news story of the day because it's good news. It's really neat. And I know this is not a news story because I remember reading this one time, I don't know, a year or 2 years ago, something like that. I remember reading this. But when I was going through looking for good news, I saw this and then I found some really good news. So I was like, I still want to share it because it's a great story. But it's the power of the internet. A woman in Boston was chatting with a man from Wisconsin and she was quite sad and said, I'm actually about to kill myself. Jeff Erlanger, the guy from Wisconsin, only knew what he knew about the woman from their little message board. And he thought that message could have been a hoax, but he thought, I'm going to call the local police there and talk to the police in Boston. He said, all I know is the woman's first name and her AOL screen name. With no more information, police were able to help her. They weren't able to help, rather. So he then... No, I'm sorry. With no more information, they said that they're unable to help. We need to know where she is. We need to know that. So then he called America Online, and they helped him get the emergency information to the authorities. Minutes later, police arrived at the woman's home to find her with fresh cuts on her wrists. She was taken to a medical center for treatment and survived, but she most likely would not have if this guy didn't go so far out of his way because he tried to help. And the police were saying, well, that's a needle in a haystack.
Right.
You're saying Beth from Boston? I mean, there's a lot of Beths in Boston. So good news that the folks at America Online, and I don't think they gave the info to him. They said, we'll give it to the authorities, which is the right thing. Otherwise, you could just have some creepy stalker saying, hey, I met some lady in a chat room, and I think I need to help her. But I just thought is that crazy, the power of the internet?
It is.
So there you go. Coming up, we have, like I said, that could have been our good news, but we have better good news. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is really good news. I think it is, and it probably impacts a lot of us. It says, we know that naps are a great way to relieve stress while boosting mood and productivity. Well, new research suggests that a little midday shut-eye can bring a dramatic improvement to our ability to retain information. According to the Huffington Post, researchers found that an hour-long nap improves memory performance 5 times. For the study, researchers tested the memory of 41 volunteers who had been asked to remember specific words and word pairs. Then, half of the participants were to take a 1-hour nap, while the others just watched a DVD. In addition to revealing that those who enjoyed a little snooze performed 5 times as well as those who hadn't, the results also showed that volunteers' post-nap memory was just as good as it had been before the nap. So I think that's really kind of a cool thing. They're saying that taking a little nap is actually a good thing. I've got a link to the entire story if you want to see it.
I have no problems with naps. In fact, I think I'll go do that right now.
Nah, not yet, because we're almost done, but we got a few more minutes here. So, but I do think a nap every once in a while, and there are some countries where they have like a siesta in the middle of the day where they take naps. I think maybe that's not such a bad idea. I remember reading a story about a company in Japan that has these places where you go, and there's just like bunk beds, like a whole bunch of bunk beds in an office building, and you go in there to take a nap during the day. And it would be kind of like a tanning bed here. You know, you go in and you take a little bit of time to sit in a tanning bed and tan, but it's like a tanning bed without the tanning. You just go in and lay down and take a nap. I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. So who knows? Do you think in our hustle and bustle in society here, people would do that kind of thing?
I think if they had the chance to do it, I think they would, yeah.
Do you think if a smart business was listening right now and knew that they're going to have 5 times more productivity in the afternoon if they let their people take naps, you think they would say, you know what, when you get back from lunch, mandatory nap time?
Yeah, I think that'd be fantastic.
You know, return the calls that you need to return that you missed over lunch hour, and then take a nap for an hour. I mean, we should try that out. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that we're a smart business. I'm just saying we could be the guinea pigs. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.